Big chillin', big chillin', big chillin', big chillin'. Whole squad looking like some villains. Big chillin', big chillin', big chillin'. Hartsville, South Carolina's #1 podcast.
What is up, everyone? My name is Zach Dixon, and you are listening to the Big Chillin podcast, the #1 podcast in Hartsville, South Carolina. I have a very special episode in store for you today, especially for all my UFC MMA fans. Today, I am joined by the creator of the MMA Minute. Please welcome my guest today, Steve. Steve, thank you for coming on, brother.
Of course, man. Of course. It's an honor to be here. Thanks for reaching out. I appreciate that. And this is it's very different when you go from TikTok where you talk for like a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and then you go into the whole 60-minute podcast world. It's very different. But thank you.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to have you on. How long have you been doing TikTok for now? For a while.
So I was thinking about it the other day, yeah, because you probably don't know this, and a lot of people probably don't know this, but I started off with a podcast back in COVID 2020, like the heat of COVID hit, and that's when UFC like really ramped up. And I was on a podcast for probably 2 years before that kind of like disbanded, and then I jumped into TikTok probably like 2021. So we're coming up on 5 years, which is insane.
That's insane. And I'll tell you what, man, the platform that you have built on TikTok. I'm gonna put the link to your TikTok down below so people can follow. You're killing it, man, with content. I love it. I've been a supporter of yours for the longest, and it's nice to finally have you here today. So I appreciate the time.
Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy if you can just be consistent and keep at it. People will follow. Like I never thought I was gonna have over 30,000 followers, so it's insane just to even see that, and that's still even like a small number compared to others.
Yeah, man, but you've been working hard, and that's incredible. To talk about something you're passionate about, for people, I know for me being one of your supporters, when you do a video, I can see the passion, and as someone who's a fan myself, that's awesome to see, and people can see that, and I think that's why you have so many followers.
Yeah, no, I think that's what all of us do, right? We're all passionate about MMA, and usually the UFC specifically, and that's what it was at the beginning. I got bit by the bug hard, and then, like I said, like when COVID hit, it was just all UFC. Like that's all I talked about, all I thought about. Went to an event in 2019. I went to UFC 292 not too long ago.
292?
2019 I went to, it was in Boston, so I live in the Boston area. So it was supposed to be Calvin Kattar, who's like our hometown guy, fighting Zabit, right? He was supposed to fight Zabit main event, and that got moved, and I was so pissed. And it ended up being Dom Reyes and Chris Weidman. That was the main event.
I remember that card. Chris Weidman got knocked out, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it was like real quick too. It was super quick, but I think it was the co-main was Yair and Jeremy Stevens, which you would think in hindsight, you would think Yair would absolutely run through him, and it was actually a pretty close fight. That was a good one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the rematch between them, right? Because the first one was in Mexico. It ended like a no contest.
Yes, that's right. Yep, yeah. I forget what happened, but that was, yeah, and it was actually a good fight, and there was like a bunch of Boston guys on the card, like Joe Lozon was on the card, Charles Rosa was on the card, so it was good. That was like my first actual live event, so that was pretty solid. And then after that, yeah, COVID hit like right after that, so everything just took off.
Yeah, so I've only been to the 2 UFC events, both were in Charlotte. The first one I ever went to was actually the rematch between Derek Brunson and Ronaldo Jacare.
Okay.
Their first encounter was in Strikeforce, and then they kind of, met many years later in the UFC. I thought Derek Brunson was going to win. It was in Charlotte, close to his hometown. And ended up getting knocked out, unfortunately. But I got to see, Derek Brunson, Ronaldo Jacare, Bobby Green. Who else was on that card? Drew Dober. So I got to see some
Nice.
I got to see some cool fighters, and then I went to the last one in Charlotte, which has probably been almost like 2 years ago now. I got to see Ian Gary get his first ranked win against D Rod.
So you saw the head kick,
Yeah,
like the only knockout he has.
yeah. I got to see that one, and then it was Anthony Smith, Johnny Walker, Matt Brown was on the card.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who else. Brian Battle, my man Brian Battle, Charlotte.
Mm, that's right. Yeah, mixed reviews on that one, but yeah, it is fun when you know that you don't get to see a lot of UFC events come to your hometown. Like I'm surprised Boston hasn't had another one since 292. And I don't like travel to go see any cards or anything. Like I'm at this point like two kids, wifed up. Like I
Yeah.
ain't going anywhere. So if they come to Boston, I can get out to there, but that's about it.
Well, yeah, man. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. We have like an exciting 2026 upon us. I cannot wait for the UFC to come back, as I know you can't as well. And there's a lot of fights that I really want to get your prediction on. I'm really excited to hear. So obviously, the first pay per view of 2026 is a new era upon
Pay
us.
per view.
Pay per view, right? The Paramount era it has begun, and UFC 324, January 24th. Main card starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Which is huge. Like people are going to kind of sleep on that for a while, but I think when they realize that we're getting this starting an hour earlier and we don't have to wait till, 1 or 2 a.m. to finish up, like I love the 9 p.m. start time.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm a big fan of that. But the main event, man, number 4, Justin Gaethje versus number 5, Paddy Pimblett. The first question I'd love to ask: did this fight deserve an interim title in your
No,
eyes?
dude, I don't think so. But here's the problem with the UFC is that like what we all think as like a community, like we always think like what is right and what like who deserves it based on merit type of thing. And then there's like what Dana White wants, right? Like those are two very different things. So do I think it should be for the interim belt? No, I don't. But I know that Uncle Dana just wants to, okay, Ilya, you're not going to fight for a couple months. Then we're just going to strip the title away super quick, throw an interim belt on it. And then they're setting this up for Patty to win because they want Patty versus Ilya to happen. So you can just kind of see, you got to read between the lines sometimes. I don't think it should be for the interim belt, but at the same time, I'm not going to complain. Like if they want to duke it out for the interim belt, like I'm down for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that one. When it first got announced for an interim belt, I thought it kind of made no sense. I might listen if Patty and Justin want to fight 5 rounds, that's great. But I didn't think the interim belt was truly needed. But at the same time, kind of heard what you said a few seconds ago. Are you favoring Patty Pimblett in this matchup?
Yeah, I think I am, and I hate that I'm doing that. And I do this with certain fighters. Like if you get Dana White privilege, I will hold that against you for a long time. And Patty specifically got that Dana White privilege, layup after layup after layup. And then it was just recently that I was like, okay, you know what? He smoked Michael Chandler. He's good in my books. Like if you do that to Michael Chandler that quickly and that dominantly, I'll buy in on it. So, and I think the path to victory against Justin Gaethje is obviously to take the fight to the ground. That's just historically what people have done in the past. And if it stays standing, though, don't get me wrong. Like, Justin's probably going to knock this dude out. But I just feel like I've discounted Patty too many times in the past. And I think he's just continuing to get better and better. He's probably going to win this fight.
So I'm with you. I'm not the biggest I like Patty, but I'm not the biggest fan of his. I think the fight that rubbed me the wrong way was whenever he fought Jared Gordon, and I kind of thought Jared Gordon was
Right,
robbed
exactly.
of that split decision, And then after that, like, I guess I really started taking Patty seriously whenever he beat Bobby Green, and only because Bobby Green's, he's a veteran, he's been around a long time, and he submitted him, and the way he did, I was okay, maybe Patty's legit. Then he fought Tony Ferguson. Tony's a legend. I love me some El Kukui, man. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Uh, well, we know he didn't fight a prime Tony Ferguson, and that fight went to a decision.
Right.
So I was kind of like, is Patty the truth? Is he not? But I'm with you. When he fought and beat Michael Chandler, I mean, even if Michael Chandler was, what, like 37, 38 years old,
Right.
Chandler's still a beast. And when you beat someone like that, you deserve all the praise.
And I don't like using MMA math, but I do think there are some times where you can use it, and it's just like you look at what I know Oliveira finished Chandler the first time around, but then when they rematched, Oliveira took him all 5 rounds, had opportunities to maybe finish the fight, but didn't do it. And then, like, in those later rounds, 4 and 5, where I usually think Chandler fades, he actually started kind of having some decent moments in that fight. And then you look at what Patty does after that, and what finished him in what round 3 it was. So it's just such a dominant win that I can't ignore it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Going back to Justin Gaethje, he's been around for a long time now. I think he's like 37 at this very moment. But it's insane because, like, if they would have fought like 5, 6 years ago, like, I'm not picking Patty. I think Justin Gaethje would win.
Exactly. Oh yeah, without a doubt. If this is maybe 4 years ago when Patty's still fresh into the UFC, if they pushed him up a little bit too quick and somehow he got a Gaethje fight, I'd be taking Gaethje all day. But again, like I'll just say, if it goes to the ground, I think Patty's going to submit him. I do think that's going to happen. But if Gaethje can keep it standing, I don't think Patty's striking is all that good. I think it's gotten better, but very few people outstrike Justin Gaethje. I think Max Holloway was the last person to do it, and before that, I don't even know who it was. Like, Justin Gaethje on the feet can beat anybody, hits as hard as anybody at 155. I think it can be interesting, but I think Patty's going to get it to the ground.
Yeah, I do too. So, yeah, Patty, I guess we're both picking Patty for that one. The co-main, arguably the greatest women's fight ever in the UFC history. You got the GOAT, Amanda Nunes, returning versus Kayla Harrison. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. And who do you like? Who do you think will win?
Yeah, man, this is I think you could probably say it's the greatest women's fight of all time. Maybe Nunes versus Shevchenko, either of the times they fought. I mean, those are the 3 top names for me. And I didn't really get to watch Kayla Harrison back in the day when she was not in the UFC, but since she has been in the UFC, it's just been pretty dominant the entire time. And I just hate that Amanda Nunes is coming back for this fight. Like, we needed this fight 3-4 years ago. And I hate that, but we're getting it now. Amanda's coming back after 2.5 years. Not the worst layoff I've ever seen.
So I have the exact number. All right. Yeah, 2 years, 6 months, and 6 days was the last time she won a fight or had a fight. So I'm with you. I mean, Amanda's the GOAT, but it's like, what has she done with the time off? Has she been training? Has she been in the gym? Has she been focused? I mean, if they, I believe, like you said, if they would have fought like 3 years ago, I think Amanda would win, but I don't know where she's at. That's the biggest mystery of it.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where I know she didn't have the baby, her wife did, so that's kind of a positive for her. So maybe she has been training, but she's still like a parent, and she's obviously involved with her new family. She's just coming back because Dana's gonna slap like a massive check out there, and she's gonna want to go out there and beat Kayla Harrison to prove something. But it's just I don't like the timing of it. Kayla's kind of getting the rhythm of actually making that weight cut, which is still insane to me. I'm surprised they're not fighting at 145. This is happening at 135, and Amanda hasn't done it in such a long time, and I just don't like that for her. But like, outside of that, like, as a pure MMA fighter, Amanda Nunes is better than Kayla Harrison. I have no problem saying that. It's another instance where if this fight goes to the ground, Kayla's probably going to win. But if this fight stays standing, I never thought Kayla's striking was that good, and we know Nunes can pretty much outstrike anybody.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. it's kind of weird to say this, but this first 2026 card, I mean, it might be card of the year. I mean, it's so stacked from
Right?
top to bottom. I mean, in the fights keep on rolling because after before that fight, we got number 3 ranked Sugar Sean O'Malley versus number 5 Song Yadong.
Damn, dude, that's a banger of a fight. And this kind of plays into my whole. A couple of the most recent videos I've made have been really looking to get 5 round non-title fights. Like this is one of those fights where it deserves to be 5 rounds, right? Like it's that third fight on the card, on the main card. It's going to be 3 rounds. It deserves to be 5. I don't hate a flyer on Song Yadong here, if I'm being honest. I don't know where Sugar Sean is at mentally. He hasn't won a fight in a long time. He's coming off a finish loss to Marab, which in hindsight to me, that's a very bad look. And he's just always on social media doing his thing. I don't know where his head's at. And Song Yadong has been pretty active fighting the top names, and he can wrestle, man. He doesn't do it a ton, but he can wrestle. I mean, he's with Team Alpha Male. Like, those guys can wrestle. And if that's going to be his game plan, 3 rounds, dude, and he's going to be an underdog. Like, I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, Song Yadong's no joke. I mean, you look at his resume; he's fought almost everybody. I mean, it's insane. I mean, he's fought Corey Sandhagen. He's about to fight Sean O'Malley. He's fought Henry Cejudo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fighting all these top, and he's still young too. Like, I have no doubt Song will be a future champ. I just, I don't know if right now is his time, but this could be a massive win for O'Malley. And you got to think, right? Like, as fans, we pay attention. If O'Malley wins, I mean, he might, but if he does, maybe the White House card, they might do O'Malley versus Peter Yan too for the Bantamweight Championship.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain about that at all. And that's another one of those fights that's like similar to me where it was like Jared Gordon and Patty, where I thought Piotr Yan won that fight, to be honest. It was super close, don't get me wrong.
Thank you.
It wasn't a robbery. I'm not going to say it was a robbery, but it was close. I thought Piotr Yan won that fight, and if they go 5 rounds again, I will back Piotr Yan all day.
Oh, 100%. I remember watching that fight with my brother, Tristan, and my friend Willie. Shout out to them. I ain't gonna lie, after that fight was over, it was good. O'Malley proved that he belonged and he was a top guy.
100%.
But after it was over, I thought Yan won. And if you remember, and I know you do, they took about 10 years to judge the score of the fight.
Yeah, I remember going back and rewatching that and just seeing that, yeah, Sean landed some like very big shots in that fight. But I swear, every time he landed a big shot, Piotr Yan also landed a big shot back, and he had like 3 takedowns in 6 minutes of control time. So I don't know, man. I think that was like the most Dana White privilege. We got to get this kid to the title fight push I've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah. I mean, and then they made listen, I like Sean O'Malley. Okay, I like when he fights. It's exciting. Everyone wants to watch it. I think he's great for the sport. But the way they made Aljo do a quick turnaround, that was.
Hey, that was 292. That was UFC 292 in Boston. I was watching that live, and that when Sean O'Malley walked out, the place erupted. But when he finished him, the place went absolutely nuts. I mean, that was the loudest I've ever heard an arena by far.
Yeah, that was incredible. And then we have the knockout king himself, Derek Lewis, versus Acosta. Who do you like in that one?
I don't know, man. I'm very impressed with what Waldo Cortez Acosta has been doing. Don't get me wrong. I think he's been just overachieving at this point. We could say that. I never really thought he was all that good, and then he starts knocking dudes out left and right, so maybe he's just getting better. I don't know. This is probably his biggest test, right? Like, if you can get past Derek Lewis, like, you might be getting a title shot. So I mean, I could see him beating Derek Lewis at this point. Derek Lewis at this point is kind of a gatekeeper for some of those lower level guys like Taliesin Teixeira. I was all over Derek Lewis in that fight. when he fights those young up and comers that are trying to prove something, he knocks them out. Cortez Acosta at this point, proven veteran. I think he can probably knock out Derek Lewis.
Yeah, I hope Derek Lewis wins. I don't know, man. I think it depends which Derek Lewis shows up. Really.
Yeah, motivated Derek Lewis is a scary man.
I mean, Derek Lewis can, knock out a Curtis Blades, but then turn around and lose to a Tatu Avasa,
Exactly. It's a tough one. I mean, anytime you're backing heavyweights or trying to handicap a heavyweight fight, like it's usually a flip of a coin until you get to the very, very top of the levels where they can actually mix in the wrestling and they have good cardio. But if Derek Lewis shows up motivated, he's gonna have a puncher's chance no matter what. But momentum, the ceiling of Cortez Acosta, I think he's gonna probably finish him pretty quick too.
Yeah, yeah. And then the next exciting fight, Gene Silva versus Arnold Allen. That's a big fight in the featherweight division.
Oh, I love this fight, man. I mean, where's Arnold Allen been? First off, he just took off 2025. And he's always been like the most inactive fighter of all time. It was like him and like Leon Edwards just like fought once a year and they just stuck to that and never changed. Then he took off 2025. I haven't seen any reason behind it. I don't know if he had injuries or something going on. And I like Arnold Allen. I think he's always kind of been like somewhat of the dark horse of the division. But dude, if you're telling me he's going to probably go in there and stand toe to toe with John Silva, and he's super hittable. Usually, I think Arnold Allen can be a punching bag in there. I kind of feel like John Silva might knock him out, even though that doesn't happen. Like Arnold Allen has a chin, but unless he's gonna wrestle, I think John Silva's gonna knock him out.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight because I have to fact check this. I don't know how many losses that Silva has in his career, but he's coming off a loss against Diego Lopez. Back at UFC Noche. So I'm kind of curious to see like where his head's at. Where is he at mentally? How does he feel going into this fight?
Yeah, that's a good point too, because we had the whole fighting nerds thing, right? Like the bubble of the fighting nerds, and then it kind of came to like a crashing halt all of a sudden. Except Carlos Prates, who's doing the damn thing.
We still got Prates,
the homie. Oh, I love that guy. I love all of them. Don't get me wrong. I am not like really saying any of these guys are going to take a massive step back. I think all of them, for the most part, belong like in the top 5, top 10. And I think John Silva, I'm not saying Diego Lopez got lucky because he put on a great performance in that fight. But if he didn't land that crazy shot, I think he was kind of starting to fade a little bit. And anytime that fight was staying standing outside of that crazy shot he landed, I do think John Silva was starting to come on to him. I really think highly of John Silva. I really do. I think he's probably going to be a future champ.
Hey man, that ass whooping that he put on Bryce Mitchell, that was something serious.
Brutal. That was brutal. Oh my God. I felt bad for Bryce Mitchell, for being honest.
That was a beatdown. That was a beatdown for sure. And then so you're going with Silva to win.
I'm gonna go with Silva to win this one.
Silva to win. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, I feel like Arnold could also win too. So I mean, Silva's that guy, but I don't know. So for whatever reason, I think I'm gonna go with Arnold Allen for this one.
I like Arnold Allen. Don't get me wrong. Like like I said, I think he's been the dark horse for a long time. I think he's better than most people give him credit for, but he's just not active, and I don't like him taking a year off. And I think if anything, John Silva losing, I would assume that's gonna just light a fighter under his ass even more. Right. He's got something to prove here. And I still think if he wins this fight, like he's always like, seems like he's just one fight out of title contention, because I think the UFC really likes him.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. And then I guess we'll kind of roll into the main event of the next pay-per-view. UFC 325, we're talking about Diego Lopez again. My question to you, did you think he deserved a rematch against Volkanovski?
I mean, it's so hard to say. Personally, no. I don't think he deserved it. I think this is exactly like the same deal with Paddy Pimblett getting a title shot. I think I think Movsar Evloev deserves a title shot, and I think Lerone Murphy deserve a title shot. I think those are the two names who I would give over Diego Lopez. But at the same time, if you go out there and finish a guy like John Silva, it's not the worst thing in the world. I've definitely seen worse title shots outside of that. Plus, you got to factor in they want to sell as many tickets as they possibly can. Diego Lopez is the fan favorite. Evloev, Lerone Murphy, they're not. They're just not that guy. Like from a marketing standpoint, they're not it. And I don't think he deserves it. But again, it's just one of those matchups where I'm not going to complain about it. And he did finish John Silva, so if they want to give it to him, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think Diego Lopez has evolved enough to beat Alexander the Great Volkanovski?
I don't think so. Unless, Father Time's undefeated, right? We've seen this time and time again, and there will be a time when Volkanovski falls off a cliff like Adesanya did, that he's, my favorite fighter of all time. And to watch him in his last few fights, it's just like mentally you're ready to go. You're in incredible shape, but your body's just not doing what it needs to do. And that's going to happen eventually, but it hasn't really been that long, right? Like, what has it been, a year since they fought? Not even?
Yeah, I think they fought last
so,
April? Was it back in April?
Yeah. April 2025 is when they fought. So do I think that much has changed in that amount of time? Probably not. But there, Diego Lopez did knock him down in that fight, and we just saw him coming off a ridiculous. What was the finish? Was it a spinning back elbow? Was that what it was?
Elbow. Yep.
So if you can pull some of that crafty shit out, I mean, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, Volk has been chinned before, not too long ago, so I think Lopez is live. I don't think it's going to be a runaway.
Right. Yeah, man, when he knocked Volkanovski down in that first fight, I think all the Volkanovski fans, all our hearts stopped for a moment.
Oh yeah, dude, because I feel like I forget what round that was in, but I feel like Volkanovski was just doing his thing, kind of cruising through. So it was round 2. So Volkanovski outlanded him 27-8 in round 1, and you're probably just watching vintage Volk go in there, do the damn thing. Then in round 2 is when he got dropped, and that's when I was like, oh shit, maybe he doesn't still have it. And then, of course, it turns out he does. Volk's a fucking dog, man. He's really gonna go down probably top 5 all time. Maybe a little bit less. I don't know. We'll see.
100%. He's definitely the greatest featherweight in my book.
Yeah, same. If Topuria stayed at 145, he would have been, but he's chasing legacy, and that's the new thing to do. So, by all means, go do that. But yeah, he's going to be the GOAT at 145 for sure. He is currently. I don't think it's changing.
And listen, and no disrespect to Jose Aldo, when I really got into the sport, Aldo was the champion. You know what I mean? So I think Aldo is great. I think when you just look at who Volk's beat, I mean, when you beat Max Holloway 3 times,
That's it for me. You tell me he is 3-0 against Max Holloway, plus he's already beaten Jose Aldo and who are some other names he had on there? He had beat Chad Mendez as well. So that's a guy that was on Jose Aldo's. Yep, Brian Ortega, Korean Zombie. His resume is very strong. And to me too, he's just one of the most complete fighters we have ever seen, without a doubt. He's like a mini GSP.
Oh yeah, facts. And then I know we're kind of jumping from these premium events, but we did bring up Max Holloway, and he will be defending his BMF belt against Charles do Bronx Oliveira at UFC 326, March 7th. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I like Charles Oliveira, all right? I'm always excited to see Oliveira fight. He's talented. He's, when you watch Charles Oliveira, you're going to see an exciting fight. But I like Max Holloway in this one, man. I really do. I think, I know it's a rematch, right? Technically a rematch. They fought many moons ago. Oliveira had an injury, so Max won by default. But in this fight, I like Max Holloway in it.
Yeah, and this is probably the best BMF belt fight we've had. Maybe I guess you could say the Gaethje one was pretty sick too, but I love this fight because it's just two guys they're like the two biggest fan favorites across the board. Maybe Poatan, I don't know, but Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, like I don't know how you can root against either guy, and now they're fighting against each other again. It's going to be a pain to pick, but I agree with you. I don't think Oliveira's going to have to get the fight to the ground, and not many people can do that against Max Holloway. You got to be a very outstanding wrestler to do that. Like Topuria got him down, Volkanovski got him down. I just don't think Oliveira's wrestling is there. And on the feet, like I love Oliveira's stand-up game. I think it's super underrated. It's very dangerous, but he's not going to outstrike Max Holloway. And I think that's where the majority of the fight's going to happen. And I actually think there's a pretty good chance Max Holloway's probably going to death by 250 shots. Like he's just gonna wear him down over the course of 5 rounds. I think he's gonna find a later finish, probably somewhere around like round 4.
Oh yeah, I mean when I think about this fight, I almost think about the Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega fight a little bit.
Yeah,
Now I get it, Oliveira and Brian Ortega are two. Oliveira's way better than Ortega. But I kind of see it playing out the same way, especially if Charles can't get the fight to the ground.
yeah, and I think what is kind of like underplayed too is Max Holloway's move to 155 the second time around, where he's actually planned around it and he added muscle the correct way, he added weight the correct way. Like he is a top 3 guy at 155, debatably. Like he really is that good. Like I very much like him at this weight class, even against some of these bigger guys. And I just think I love Charles Oliveira. Always live to get a finish. Don't get me wrong, but Holloway historically has one of the best chins we've ever seen, and he's not cutting down to 145. I think he's going to kind of run through him.
And that's another thing, right? It's very rare in combat sports that we get to see someone have a second prime. And I kind of feel that since Max Holloway's moved up, he's beat Justin Gaethje, he beat Dustin Poirier. He looks phenomenal, you know. So him versus Oliveira is going to be interesting. And to tell you the truth, I know Topuria knocked Holloway out. First time Max ever got knocked out in his career. But I don't want to say the weight cut had something to do with it. But I'd love to see a rematch between them at 155.
No, I think you're spot on. I think so. He went from Justin Gaethje at UFC 300 in April, turned around in October, cut back down to 145, like ruined his whole flow of staying at 155, got knocked out, and then he goes back to 155. Like I'm with you. I do think that definitely played a part in it. We've never seen Holloway dropped or finished before, and obviously Topuria has insane power, so I'm not going to take too much away from him, but the weight cut definitely had something to do with it. And if they fight again at 155 and you give me some good dog money, I'll jump on Max Holloway. Sure.
100%. 100%. Yeah, that'd be fun. I know Topuria's dealing with a lot of personal stuff in his life at the moment. I'd love to see him come back soon, obviously when all that stuff's figured out. But no, there's a lot of fun fights for Topuria at 155. Patty, Holloway, and maybe a Armin Sarukian.
Dude, I know. See, this is the problem. We're getting a backlog at 155, and I hate when this happens to divisions because you drive yourself crazy. But I think, in my opinion, what's probably going to happen is Patty wins, fights Topuria. Whatever happens there, either way, I still think Arman deserves the title. I mean, he was literally given the title shot. Like, he obviously earned it, had the injury, had to pull out. Dana White's just holding that against him, holding a grudge against him, saying you have to go in there and earn it again, which he just destroyed Dan Hooker in like 2 seconds. That was an easy fight. I think it's Arman needs to fight very soon, but then if Max Holloway wins this fight, like, what do you do, Max versus Arman in the meantime? Maybe.
Dang, and I hate to see Max lose.
I know, dude. I'm a huge Arman guy. Like, I really think he's like it's Topuria 1 and he's like 1A.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that one. We're talking about log jams. Don't get me started at 170. They're rumoring
Dude, I know.
potential Islam versus Usman fight.
We don't need that fight, man. We don't need that fight. Why? Like, why? Why is Usman? Because he beat Joaquin Buckley like that. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do at 170, but if they do decide to do that, I would probably. This is what I would do. I would probably run Shavkat Gary rematch, and I would do Morales and Prates also in the meantime. I would run both of those fights. If they're going to throw to Usman, I mean, then you'd have to. Because you got to keep the people active, and these are such big names, and there's such big potential that you have to do something with it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, put that fight card in Brazil. Put Morales versus
Oh my God.
Prates in Brazil. That'd be fire.
Dude, yeah, those 170 is great right now. Like, I'm very excited about that division. Because for a long time, it was just like, Usman Covington 1, Usman Covington 2. Well, let's throw Gamebred in there, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is the best 170 has been in a long time.
Yeah, and some may argue it's the best weight class at the moment. You know,
and that's crazy to say. You know, like for a long time, it was, you know, bantamweight had a ton of talent, and then, you know, 155 has just kind of been, I feel like, the best for a long time as well. But yeah, 170 is for sure in the mix.
Yeah, and geez, I'm trying to think here. We need some exciting news at heavyweight. We need you know, heavyweight needs a little changer a little bit.
Heavyweight's been ass for since Francis left, dude. I mean, letting Francis go is one of the worst things Dana White ever did. I think we can all agree on that.
But can we also say that what Ngannou has done to the PFL has been horrible for the PFL?
100%, man. I feel like, yeah, they were told some exciting giant things were going to happen, and I haven't really even been following. He just hasn't been fighting, right? Like, he just has a couple fights, 2 maybe.
I think just one more fight left.
Is it just one?
Just one,
bruh.
And you sit here
That's
and you think
sad.
about it,
What a
like,
waste, man.
He's about made the
Prime
PFL bankrupt.
Francis. Yeah, I mean, it will go down as one of the worst. I mean, the UFC is always going to continue to keep going, so Dana White will probably never admit defeat, but letting Francis go is just criminal. And I know it was a money thing, and there was other personal things going on between them. Francis maybe was trying to act all high and mighty when he shouldn't have, and thought he had more leverage, and all that stuff happens behind the scenes, and we don't really know what's going on. But they should have kept him around, man. There's just so many good fights you can make with him.
I mean, you know, first, I agree. I would love to see Ngannou come back. Now, I know there's a lot of bad blood between him and Dana. Hopefully they can figure it out and do what's best for the fans. We hope so, at least. But I'd love to see Francis come back. I would also love to see a Gable Stevenson in the UFC as well for the heavyweight division.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be in there 2026, I would imagine, right? He's only got a couple fights under his belt, right?
Mm-hmm. I think he's got maybe 3.
Yeah, something like. But he's, you know, Bo Nickel was the same way, and then I don't know how they're gonna do that, if they're gonna make him go on Dana White's Contender Series or if they'll just sign him outright. Like, you never really know what they're gonna do. But if it's the Bo Nickel route, he'll have to fight on Dana White's Contender Series 100 times before he gets a shot.
It's the heavyweight division. Let's just bring him in. Let's just go
just
Brock
bring
Lesnar.
him in, dude. Come
Brock
on,
Lesnar back in the day.
Yeah.
Let's just bring him in.
Bring him in, one fight, title fight. Like, let's skip the bull crap.
Let's have some fun, right? I mean, I think if Gable Stevenson was to come in right now, not to disrespect heavyweight, but he could probably be a top 10 if I'm being honest. At this moment.
Oh yeah, dude, top 10. We have seen some bad names crack the top 15 of heavyweight. It's pretty embarrassing. Where they Walter Walker currently is top 15. Taliesin Teixeira is top 15. Mick Parkin's 13th ranked. I mean, that's disgusting. It's been the worst weight class. 205, you could probably argue, is maybe worse, but both of those, 205 and heavyweight, have just been atrocious.
I hate to say it, but I think about this all the time, and I'm just like, heavyweight in the UFC was better 10 years ago. Much better 10 years ago. Back when you had the Overeems, you had the Verdums, you had the Mark Hunts, Stipe, Like Frank Mir, like you think back to heavyweight 10 years ago and it was so much better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm with you because now it's like the same names we've had for like Volkov is still around, Curtis Blades is still around. Like both of those guys are still in the top 5. Like Derek Lewis is still in the top 10. Tybora is still in the top 10.
Is Tattoo
This
Avasa
dude's
still
like
ranked?
got to be 40 years old. Tuivasa is ranked. He's top 12. Come on, man. He guy weighs like 100,000 pounds right now.
Oh man. Oh man, when Ty's ranked, you know there's a problem.
Yeah, so that's it's a problem right now. I think if Gable Stevenson comes in, you got Tom Aspinall, Cortez Acosta is like a newer name. Like outside of that, maybe Walter Walker's like your next big prospect, I guess.
Sad, man. Now, I mean, if I'm Hunter Campbell, I'm scouting. I'm looking for some heavyweight talent. I mean,
Yeah, it's tough, but we'll see because Tom Aspinall he's still a great champ. Don't get me wrong. Like I know the whole thing happened with him and Gone, but I still think he's a great champ. So as long as he's there, if he's gone, then you got problems. But he's a very good champ to have in there. And then if John Jones comes back for the White House, or if Poatan wants to move up, like that's probably really where we're gonna get some of the better fights. But
yeah.
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of Tom Aspinall gone, the last fight ended in what was it? No contest. Who do you like? I know the fight was just getting started. We only got to see a little bit before the no contest eye poke, the illegal eye poke, I should say. Who do you like in the rematch?
It's a good question. I would still probably take Aspinall, but I think he just needs to drop the pride a little bit and just take the fight to the ground immediately. Like you need to start shooting for takedowns immediately and choke this dude out. Like that is his path to victory. And on the feet, dude. I mean, Gane, I always said that Gane was probably the best striker. I mean, he could be the best striker heavyweight's ever seen. Like he really is that technical on the feet. Doesn't have the biggest power, but I mean, the guy moves like he's at 170, and
he moves like
he's
Stephen
just
Thompson,
clean and technical. He does, man. He's very gifted athletically. So I'm not gonna mess around if I'm Tom Aspinall. I'm getting that fight to the ground, blast a double leg, choke this dude out, and move on.
Yeah, 100%. I am picking Tom to win the rematch. And look, man, I know we're talking about heavyweight. I'm not quite sure when this podcast will drop. I think I could probably still get something out of us talking about it. Big heavyweight fight between Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. I know it's not MMA related, it's boxing. Some may say it's a clown show. But Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua, man. I mean, does he got a death wish? Like, I don't. It's insane.
I think so. I was just looking at the odds today, actually, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll get like a decent price on Joshua by knockout, but it's like he's a minus 1,200 favorite. The knockout prop is minus 400. The over under set at 2.5. If this fight goes over 2.5, it's more rigged than we ever thought it was. There's no way he's surviving unless it's rigged.
Yeah.
Right?
Unless they're slipping in the contract to like go easy, don't go,
right, dude,
full throttle.
But that's the risk we take. Like you literally have no idea what's going to happen. So part of me wants to like bet the over just to see what happens. And then if he gets knocked out, then you still win because that's awesome. Because if he gets knocked out, I imagine it's going to be in ridiculous fashion. Like, did you see them facing off? Like he's got like 2 feet on the guy. It's crazy.
And what they say was like over 20-pound weight difference.
Oh, I didn't see the official weight, but it's got to be, dude. Anthony Joshua is
crazy.
massive. He's huge. Jake Paul is. What was he fighting at before? Like 185 or?
Shoot, I think he was fighting at like cruiserweight or something.
Yeah. I will tune into that probably, but if he doesn't get knocked out quickly, rigged.
No, I agree. Oh yeah, so it's more than a 25-pound weight advantage for Joshua.
we'll see if the fight even happens. There's still time for it to get called off, and that's what everyone's saying in the comments. They're like, "There's no way this fight's gonna happen," and you know what? Maybe it won't, but we're very close.
Jake Paul weighed in at 216. Anthony Joshua 243.
Rip, rip, Jake Paul, dude. No way. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is the weirdest one maybe they've done so far.
Yeah.
That's not true, but it's up there.
I mean, do you respect Jake Paul? Is that
Yes.
what Jake Paul's fighting for? Is respect here in a big bag of cash, of course.
Yeah, dude, listen, he's not a bad boxer. Like, he has obviously dedicated a lot of time and effort into this, and it shows. Like, he can hang with some decent people, but when you get the professionals involved, that's where, like, he lost to, what's his name? Tommy Fury, right? Like, pretty easily. And then everyone else has just been an absolute layup.
Yeah, I mean, I want to give Jake Paul his credit to know where he started and to see where he is. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty inspirational. Somebody say, crazy and inspirational. But
It is, yeah, totally.
but when you beat like Tyron Woodley, Mike Perry, I know they're not boxers, but those guys know how to fight. And when you win a boxing match against them, like I have to tip my hat to you, you know?
Yeah, no, he's definitely solid, and what he has done, like he's like created this own like little genre of boxing that's kind of taken off. Like you just see these like random fights happening between ex athletes everywhere now, and they're all getting paid, right? Like this guy's making a ton of money for a lot of people, so I don't hate it, dude. I don't hate it at all. I think it's getting eyeballs, it's good marketing, like he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a smart guy, but he's gonna get knocked the fuck out by Anthony Joshua, and that's fine. Like he knows he's gonna get knocked out, and it will go viral, and it will keep the whole thing moving. Like it's genius. He can't lose.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's a win-win for him. He gets paid a lot of money. If he was to somehow win, which I don't think, but if he does, that's mind-boggling. But even if he gets knocked out, like he's supposed to get knocked out. He's not supposed to win.
Right. And he won't win. I mean, if he wins, it is absolutely rigged. Like, there's no doubt about that. But
I think if it goes to a decision,
it's got my
it's
attention.
rigged. If it goes to a decision, it's rigged.
You see, that's why I'm like, maybe just throw a couple dollars on a Jake Paul by decision, Jake Paul by knockout. Like, all those things are going to pay out stupid money. And in the off chance that it's rigged, I mean, you get paid out, so.
Yeah. I mean, listen, respect to Jake. I think it's pretty incredible what he's achieved thus far. But Josh was a different level. And on top of that, Jake Paul's not even a real heavyweight, you know?
I know. That's the funny part, too, is like, it's not just a bum. Like, we're talking about a guy, he's a former champion, right? Like, I don't follow boxing, but I know
I think he's like an Olympian.
he's
too.
beaten a handful of guys. Yeah, he's very, very legitimate. So if Jake Paul wins, then the whole system blows up, I guess.
Yeah. So final prediction from the MMA Minute: Anthony Joshua knockout.
Round one knockout. Unless he's got some like sportsmanship going on or something, showmanship. I don't know, but I think round one, maybe sprinkle a little round two.
I mean, when you drop Ngannou, like, I know you saw the way you folded Ngannou. Like, Ngannou's a big dude. That's a big boy. You know what I mean?
You know what? I actually forgot about that. I actually forgot that happened. That was like a brutal knockout. So yeah, now it's definitely round one. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I'll take all my money. We got 6 weeks of no UFC betting. Like, this is what I need right now. So, sure. I'll tune in. I'll throw money round one. Like, let's go.
Yeah, man, 100%. And I guess one of the final things I'll ask you, 2026, we already got a lot of fun fights happening. Is there a fight on your wish list that you hope happens? Fantasy booking.
Yes. So yes, it was a good question because it got me thinking a lot, and I would say there was a couple that definitely stood out. I really want to see Peyton Talbot versus Sean O'Malley. I think just stylistically, the way that fight could line up and the stakes that would be on the line at that point. If Peyton Talbot gets to that point, he's probably only one fight away from it, or they could even do it now. I wouldn't even be surprised because he's another guy with Dana White privilege. I think that would just be an unbelievable fight between two of the best strikers in this division. So that was one that I had my eye on for sure. And then I want to see two Islam fights. I want to see Shavkat versus Islam, and I want to see Islam move up to 185, and I need to see him fight Chimaev.
Ooh, man, I don't know if Islam wants that.
I hope he'll be way undersized, but if his motivation is there to just go for that 3-division champ status, move up to 185, take on Chimaev, I probably take Chimaev because size does matter when you're grappling like that, but I still want to see it.
Yeah. I'd really love to see. I won't be mad, I guess, if Usman and Makhachev fight. It's not what I want, but I think because they're both managed by Ali, so I feel like that's probably what's gonna happen. And then if Islam wins that one, he might retire.
Yeah, I wouldn't even hate that too if he wants to retire. He's getting up there. He's like sneaky, like 34 years old, and he's done everything that he's ever wanted to do. And do you think he wants to fight Morales or Prates? I don't know if I would want to do that. That could be a bad way to end your career.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I really hope Prates and Morales fight one of these days, because that's going to be a blockbuster main event. I mean, regardless if it's on a co-main, on a pay-per-view, or if it gets a fight night main event, people are going to be tuning in to see that one.
Yeah, add that to my list as well. If they can get Morales and Prates in the meantime while they do something else at 170, that's very high on my list. That is pure violence at its highest level.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Full violence for sure.
Yes, that's what we want as MMA fans, right?
Oh, yeah. But Steve, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate your time. This has been real fun. Maybe we can do another one of these days. But for all the MMA Minute supporters, what would you like to say to your fan base out there?
Oh, well, it's been a very up and down career with the MMA Minute. I've retired, I've unretired, but now I'm kind of hitting the road again, and I don't have any massive plans for 2026, but I'm going to keep on watching fights. I'm going to keep on talking about it. So yeah, thanks for having me on. And really, yeah, if you are going to keep doing this more in 2026, just let me know.
Well, listen, when you talk about retirement, I know what that's like with this Big Chillin' podcast. Okay, we've come, we've gone, but I'm hoping, to keep it going a lot more, to finish out this year as well, starting 2026. So I know what it's like, man.
Yeah, man, just, consistency is key. If that's the one thing that I've learned in this content creation game, is just keep showing up, just keep doing it, and the people, they'll follow.
100%. Well, Steve, thank you for being here, man. I will put the link to your page down below. You guys go follow this guy. He has tons of MMA knowledge, and he makes a lot of great content. So go follow him. Thank you for listening. And until next time, guys, take care, and we're out.
Big Chillin. I'm a one podcast. Hartsville, South Carolina. Hey. Hey. Wow. Where the conversations flow, you already know. Off the town of system, my people the condo. It's so rappable, never born. You got some big say just on cut. Face to take your back with the bold and plenty feet. Worry that you doesn't see the people producing and see. To my spin, my last can stand the man. I'm booking enemies, got me changing. I feel like hustle, brain, rise and right. Yo, strike the next strike, the dog, the praise, the dog, the matter to dog. Cause that man, I'm thinking of a kill the mud. Well, like, it's stripped the with the sword, the set, and it's a